great marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoke that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The realest thing smoking on the internet. The Podheads Webshow.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 4:20 on a Saturday night in February. You're in the Cypher with the Podheads. I'm your Commander-in-Chief, Frank the Tank, and as always, I'm hanging with my very best buds, JB Perez.
What's up, my best buds and our fans out there? This is JB Perez, Podheads JB on all social media platforms. I love being in the Cypher, baby. What's up, fellas?
Yes, sir. And C Money.
Hey everybody, what's going on, gentlemen? It's been a minute. It's Making See Money from the Podheads Webshow at Making See Money on all social media platforms. You know the name already. Going on, boys? I feel like it's been too long.
It has been too long. Guys, don't forget to follow us all over social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, iTunes, Podbean, Twitter. Look for us on all of that stuff, the Podheads Webshow. Guys, it's going to be a good one. We're going to talk. JB's going to let us know about what's going on this week in weed. We're going to talk unfortunate school shooting that just happened over the past week. We're going to talk about the Olympics and some celebrity news. So stay tuned. It's going to be fun. You're in the Cypher with the Podheads.
Yeah. Podheads, it's JB Perez. We got Frank the Tank and C Money. Before we get started, we gotta do like we always do, gentlemen. It's time, baby. Yeah. Oh, no Blizzy Blunt today, Frank.
Oh, no blood. You know what, JB? You know what? Not for nothing, but I just had a long drive home. I completely forgot to stop and grab a Blizzy. I need to start investing in, or a matter of fact, one of you blunt brands need to start investing in the Podheads. Holla.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely forgot my shit. It's all good because I got my great piece from Grab Labs. This was a gift actually a long time ago. The old trusty dusty. I'm loving it.
See Money, what's up, man? I see your hands are free.
Man. Fucking dry inside a river, man.
Oh. Wow.
I can't use any tree up here because it fucking sinks too much. And those fucking oil pens that I love so much, them shits are hard to come by and sucks.
Damn. All right, well, I'll do it for you, brother. I'll hit one for you.
This one's for you. This bud's for you.
This bud's for you. Trademark infringement not intended.
No. JB, so, I see you got Donnie Danko over there.
Yeah, so remember we renamed it our last episode, Donnie Danko.
Yeah.
Actually, I bought a new pipe for the show, and guess what? I
broke. Oh my God! Already?
Yeah, it was a very intricate piece too. It was a very dragon piece. I'll put a picture because it shattered. Like, dude, have you ever seen something and it just went?
Bro, do you remember? You guys remember my little black same brand, Grav Labs, my little black one that I had? My pipe that I've had it forever, you know, broke the other day.
Just like that.
Just shattered.
Man.
Yeah, it's the worst. Man. I
felt
that
one. Hurts, you know, when you've got your tools and you've been around for a while, those hurt.
Yeah,
this one hurt because it was kind of expensive and brand new. I didn't even get to test it out.
Jesus, that's the worst. Yeah.
Is this legal in your state, JB?
Absolutely.
So
it's legal,
nigga. And go buy some fucking shit. Like walk into a place and just go buy shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do. I mean, they don't have any legal dispensaries yet in Massachusetts. Marijuana is legally recreationally, but there are plenty of smoke shops. Like there's smoke shops in every 50 of the states in this country. So you go into that smoke shop, no problem, get what you gotta get.
Oh, okay. They ain't like where you walk in, they got edibles, they got oils, they got this.
Nope, that has not happened yet. I don't know what's the holdup here. There obviously has to be some sort of government holdup here. But you know, soon we'll get on that.
We'll get it done. What's going on in everybody's life, JB? Everything, how's it going? How's it hanging?
Yeah, no, I mean, ever since last week, nothing much has transpired in my life. wake up, go to work, do my dad thing with my baby. Aunt Mary Jane turned 9 months this week.
Wow.
So that's definitely something that happened, and that's, man, time flies. She's already 9 months out, and that's how long she was 9 months in.
Yeah, damn, yeah.
Right?
That's a good point.
So
yeah,
in reality, she's 18 months.
Okay.
But no, I watched a lot of sports. The Olympics. We're gonna talk about it later in the show, but I watched a lot of the Olympics, and yeah, so it was a pretty chill week. Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
And I smoked all week, so there you go.
Bam. Always a good point.
Frank, what about you, brother?
Doing the family thing, man. Just chilling here. Been dealing with report cards just came out. So,
Good time.
Had to insert my foot in my son's ass.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you something. Being the parent of a middle school kid is challenging. It is very challenging, dude. I'm trying to find a balance somewhere between the right amount of strict, the right amount of force, the right amount of getting on his ass and making sure he stays the course, and letting him enjoy his childhood. You know what I'm saying? So it's a constant game of second guessing. It's a constant game of self-doubt. The best I can do is just follow my instincts and try to raise him right. I try to be proactive about talking about shit, but ultimately when they're out there, they're doing it on their own, and you can't make them make the right choices.
Just remember how you were. I mean, or I'll take it my example. I hated my mom sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Because of the limitations she would put, of the discipline she would impose, especially around report cards. Man, those were some. My ass hurts from some of those report cards. But you said it, brother. It's like you just got to go with your instinct. You know that you're trying to do your best as a father to try to, make him grow to be a successful man, and just follow your gut. I would say.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a gift and a curse, but I'm happy with it. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful to have my kid with me, and but yeah, it's definitely a challenge. So good luck, JB, when you get around there, especially with a girl.
And I have girls.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, see, money, man. What's up with you? What are you doing?
Man, speaking of, just to put a word on report card, that was dark times in my life, man. I sucked at school, bro. I only did well at geometry and English. Everything else I fucking failed.
Wow.
I hate school, bro. I'm one of those. I had no interest in it. I wanted to hang out and have fun, and fucking that may very well be why I am where I am. That's all right.
Yeah, I was just about to say it, brother.
But dude, like, as time goes on, as technology progresses, I feel like school isn't, it's not the equation where you got to do well in school, got to go to college, you're going to make a lot of money. I feel like that's slowly not becoming the case, which is a good thing. But you know what? There's a lot of people, and I could name 5 right off the bat, that are rich, successful millionaires that did terrible at school. They dropped out, they failed, whatever. And I feel like, and I hope that it's slowly not becoming the case where, you had to do well in school, you had to go to college to make money. I feel like that's not becoming the case, and that's a good thing, because it allows children, especially, but you guys have young kids, it allows them to explore what their niche is.
Sure. Yeah, JB had brought up something that a few episodes back, that he had spent all this money going in debt to get the job he has now, and then he ended up being able to get his brother the same job who never went to college.
Same exact who never went to college.
And so they're making the same amount of money, except he's got student loans. So you're right. If
you want to be a doctor, you need to go to school.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. You want to be a lawyer, you want to be those very
if you need some kind of certification,
you got to go to school. It's just how it is. You don't have to get an associate's degree in basic ass studies to get, you don't need that anymore. So to your point, it's a new world out there.
It's all about who you know. It really is, man. If you know someone, that will always trump your experience. And I'm living proof. I've gotten jobs that I should not have gotten, but I knew someone. Relationships are key. Education is important. I'm not saying it's not, but I feel like people skills and relationships are the most important. Just be nice. Be nice to the people that are mean to you. Just do it. It's hard, but just do it.
Turn the other cheek.
I want to I want to ask you guys something real quick though. What is the craziest or weirdest shit a chick has ever asked you to do, or that you have done? I'm talking like weird.
Sexually?
Yeah, I'm talking shit, dude.
Why are you asking me this, C-Money? Where's this coming from?
Is because I'm fucking single. I'm all over these dating apps, Tinder, and all this other bullshit. Ladies, hit me up.
Okay.
Hey.
And this one chick, dude, I won't disclose her name. Honestly, I don't even remember her name. But I'm happy to say that I didn't go through with what she wanted to do. But let me just break this down. This chick wanted me to put a dog collar on her.
On her?
Or with her. She wanted to blow me, but I wasn't allowed to come until she pissed like a dog. I could make this up. So picture me in the shower holding this on a dog collar leash on her knees like a dog.
Bruh.
Like, dude. I couldn't fucking make that up, dude. That's 50 shades of gay shit. Do you guys have anything remotely close to that? Because I need to know.
Let me first start off by saying, was she hot?
She was cute. She was a thick, curvy girl too, so she had TNA.
Yeah. Listen, if you're trying to get it in at your age, if you're trying to get in the shower,
take it.
That's not a mad move, bro. You're getting blown
Let her
in
pee.
The shower. Let her pee. You don't pee in the shower? You don't pee in the shower.
No, man. Like
he doesn't bend over and squat like a dog and pee in the shower.
Like a dog. Sure. Like her words, I want you. What her words though, I want you to treat me like a dog. She was into all the submissive dominatrix type shit. I gotta draw the line.
So could you seriously get into the character? That's the real question here. Could you seriously walk her and then treat her like a dog? Like, I don't know if I could be like, come here, like pretend like she's a dog. I don't know if I could seriously go through the motions of doing that without laughing or just being like, this is fucking crazy.
Bring the tag. If your girl came up to you after this episode and said, I want you to put a leash on me, we're going to go in the shower, and you're not allowed to do anything until I piss myself.
I like to consider myself very sexually adventurous, open, right? I'll try just about anything once. And, well, just about is the key word here, because there are limits that I'm not nothing's coming inside me, period. That's just nothing, ever. Never. That's just not happening. But if my girl was into something kinky like that, and and I don't know, I feel like if I accepted that person and I loved her and she wanted to do these kinds of things, hey, I've got to accept the weird with the good and the bad, so I've got to provide those services.
I think that's a good point. Yeah, okay, C-Money, if you're not into that, then okay. All right. Personally, I don't think that's not a big deal. You're in the shower.
Now I need to ask the question: what have you done then? Right. Because if that's not too far fetched,
listen. If we're keeping it real, piss in the shower is nothing new to me. Okay?
No, I know that. I piss in the shower.
No, sure. I mean with a female in there.
Like getting it in, like pissing on her?
Yeah, sure.
Golden shower.
You like to do. Yes.
Okay.
While you're in the shower, while you're doing it, it's just like, hey, pee on me. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I guess if I'm having sex in the shower, I'm not going to stop and go, whoa, okay, no, I can't do this. No, I'll probably piss on.
But can you pee on demand like that? Like, can you just pee on demand like that?
As a female? Yeah, it would be weird. Maybe it was just too much in the beginning. I'll give you that. Just
she scared you off. Yeah.
But if your girl had like a secret fetish after the fact, you gotta get it in, bro.
That's different. That's different. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. For her to just off the bat never even met me saying, let's do this, I'm a little
it's a little forward, sweetheart. Look, we haven't even been on a first date. You're asking me to piss on you. Look, come on. What do I look like, R. Kelly? Look.
Man. We're talking celebrity news later.
Look.
Yeah. But what is that? Is that like, what is it? what does that do for someone?
Everybody likes things different, especially in the sexual realm. In the sexual realm, you like your left nipple rub. This person likes their right nipple rub, and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah, some of these things are a little extreme, though. Yeah, the pee and then the pooping and all that crazy stuff. I just
two girls, one cup. You
guys
remember that?
God, yeah, that remember that? Wow.
Remember that? That was
that
a while
happened.
ago.
That happened.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Among one of the many adventures of C Money's single life.
That's cool. No, I appreciate it. Thanks for sharing, brother. It's time to move on, though. What are we talking about? All right. This week in weed. Woo! We got to come up with something for that. But again, this segment is to bring 420 news to our fans, global marijuana news. We're a 420 friendly podcast, so we want to bring you what's up and coming in the 420 world. We introduced it last episode. This will be the second iteration of the week in weed.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we starting? Let's start in the UK. Okay. But it really is a UK/US thing. Many of us know that marijuana is becoming legal, and a lot of businesses want to delve in legal business ventures with marijuana.
Sure.
One of the hurdles is that they can't get funding, banking, loans, things of that nature, like other business schools, because the federal mandate on marijuana is still Schedule 1.
Sure.
Well, I want to say thank you to, and I'm going to list a few banks, okay? Bank of America, Royal Bank of Canada, Barclays, Bank of New York, Bank of Montreal, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, and Deutsche Bank. You see, there's a lot of American banks there. They have invested over $400 million in a UK pharmaceutical company. The first time ever. So I want to say congratulations to those banks for not being afraid to, not here in America, but in the UK, put their money where they know where business is good. They know where they're going to get a good refund. And they finally did it over there. So maybe that makes the push over here. Like, it's time to move forward. Okay?
Like, at least if we can't appeal to your good sense, then maybe we can appeal to your greed.
You agree?
Like, hey, look at there's big money. There's big money in marijuana. I mean,
they need to write a letter to fucking Jeff Sessions and tell him to stop being so stupid with this shit, man. It's motherfuckers like that are holding it back.
I mean, big time.
That just doesn't give up, man.
Yeah.
Like, I have a feeling he wasn't offered weed in high school, and ever since, that's him like getting back at those kids. You know what I mean? Like, he has no reason to be doing this shit. Fuck that guy, man.
Well, since we're talking about Jeff Sessions, okay, and we're gonna do a little bit more politics on marijuana, okay. My man, Feel the Burn, Bernie Sanders is back.
Snap!
Feel the Burn, Bernie Sanders started a petition on his website to stop the war on drugs, to literally end it. Okay, I want to quote him. What he said on his website. He says, while communities all across the country lack adequate resources for treatment or prevention of addiction, we are spending approximately $50 billion a year on the war on drugs. While we have record numbers, we talked about it last week, last episode, Frank the Tank, record numbered opioid deaths. Okay, it's ass backwards. It doesn't make sense. And Bernie Sanders, wants to lead that charge of making the priorities right. Addiction is a health issue. It's not a crime. It's not a criminal issue. And I think that's what this petition is going to do. So, round of applause to my man Bernie Sanders stepping up one more time.
Awesome.
It's sad, bro. Like, I mean, Frank the Tank knows a little bit, but the last girl I was fucking with in Florida was all hooked on that shit years ago, heroin and all that. It fucking makes you do just, like, it's crazy. It literally makes you go to whatever end just to get a little bit of something. It's fucked, man.
Wow. It's just, it seems so simple to me. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. It's got to be money. It's always money.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
Always money. I mean, $50 billion a year on the war on drugs, rather than spending that on the health issue, the opioid crisis. Addiction is a health issue. A priority.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got to put yourself in that fat cat's shoes. I'm on the top tier of making money off of pharmaceuticals. Do you really think they give a fuck about the chick I dated in Florida, fucking almost ODing and dying of heroin? No, they don't give a fuck. Why would they give a fuck? They don't know her. It's not their problem. It's fucking.
Well,
that's why
I'm still hopeful. I'm still hopeful that Frank the Tank mentioned it. The states have already swung. The pedestal has already swung where more marijuana is now more legal than it is illegal.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely not gonna go back. So maybe with this petition Bernie Sanders got going on, again, we can get our priorities straight. I think that's what's the key here. Let's get our priorities straight. It's not about marijuana, okay? It's about the health issues of addiction, opioids, that kind of
cool.
And the last news for the week in weed.
You got it right this time.
Yes. Listen, I practiced. I slowed down. This is our segment, Week in Weed. I want to congratulate, a round of applause to Aspen, Colorado. We know Colorado was the first state to legalize recreationally marijuana. Well, Aspen, Colorado is now the first city in the country, but of course in Colorado, where the marijuana sales topped the alcohol sales.
Oh, all right.
Right? That means something, okay?
Sure.
To me, that means that people are seeing that alcohol is a dangerous drug, okay? And that you don't need I lost my mind, but it's just to say that weed is not dangerous. I mean, I don't know how else to say it compared to alcohol. Alcohol is 10 times more dangerous.
Absolutely.
And I think people in Aspen, Colorado are finally getting to see that. Now they don't need alcohol to party because Aspen is a party city, right?
Sure.
You don't need to get drunk and fucked up and probably throw up and feel like shit the next day.
DUI, car wreck,
shower. I mean,
fucking anything. You don't gotta be out of your mind because alcohol gets you out of your senses and your inhibitions. Marijuana doesn't do that. So thank you, Aspen, Colorado. All right,
thank you, Aspen, Colorado. Word up. Put one in the air for Colorado. Guys, we got to take a break, but we're going to be right back with some unfortunate news. Switch the tables on you. We're sorry, but we had another school shooting. I'm sure everybody's heard about it. We got to cover that shit. But we'll be right back in a second. It's the Podheads.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, you're back in the cipher with the Podheads Webshow. This is Making C Money at Making C Money on all social media platforms. Guys, that little subscribe button on the bottom, hit that for us. Show us some love.
Please.
Appreciate the grind, the hustle. We need those subscribes, guys. Please, please, please. We got some unfortunate, morbid news. Just trying to keep you all informed. Not trying to, keep it dark. But Frank the Tank has a heartbreaking story again.
Yeah, obviously, you know what? I'm not breaking the story. Everybody's heard about it by now. The school shooting, school massacre, another one at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, I think in Parkland. This happened on February 14th, Valentine's Day. A 19-year-old named Nicholas Cruz, former student of this high school, comes back about towards the end of the day, basically pulls a fire alarm. All these kids come rushing out of the school. He starts shooting the place up. Killed 17, I think injured another 14, somewhere around that, and ultimately ripped the community apart. Everybody's seen it. There's pictures on Twitter, videos on social media. Donald Trump has tweeted about this, and it's a terrible situation. I mean, a lot of people believe that the guy had mental health issues. Thankfully, he's in custody, and they're interviewing him now and getting to the bottom of what's going on here. But, he was expelled from the school. He's been expelled before. A lot of people say there was a lot of warning signs. A lot of people say, we should have seen this coming. It seems like, when these things happen, everybody's looking for somebody to blame. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to relive the details, right? We wanted to talk about what's going on behind this. You said a mental issue. There were signs. I mean, the FBI got tips where this guy was weeks before still taking pictures talking about that he's going to shoot up the school. So there were definitely warning signs beforehand, and he might have had mental issues. I feel like the bigger issue here is how he got the gun in the first place. I mean, I believe the fact is that he got it legally. So if we're talking about a 19-year-old kid with a previous mental history, how was he able to get an AR-15 semi-automatic weapon?
Well,
Not
they
just a
don't check for
handgun.
those things. I
Well,
don't
then
believe
that's
these
the
things
point.
show up on background checks. That's medical. Remember, your mental health is protected by HIPAA laws. So it's not so easy for people to say, well, there should be something, where you can't sell to people with mental health issues. Well, who
How would you
decides?
know?
Yeah, exactly. Who decides that they're able to look at that kind of things on a background check?
It's like
It's Florida too, though, man. We've all lived there. It is really easy to get a firearm in Florida. It is. Up here in Jersey, that shit is no joke. Like trial and tribulation to get a fucking handgun, bro. So
okay, so you bring
Sure.
up a good point. We hear a lot of the mass, and we talk Donald Trump tweeting about it. We're looking this at a federal level, at a movement as a whole. You're saying it's a state thing. In some states it's harder than it is to get it. Okay, I didn't quite necessarily know that, but shouldn't it be an all the way around? I mean, I can carry my gun that I got in Florida to Alabama and New York, Massachusetts and California and kill the same amount of people.
That's true.
Okay, Frank, I wanna give you a good point on that. Like you're right. I don't want people going through my medical records. Okay, but isn't there has to be something a 19-year-old, okay, whatever history, just you're 19, gonna get a gun, shouldn't it be a lot harder for you to get an AR-15, period? Shouldn't it?
Absolutely. Hashtag enough is enough, right? That's the new movement that's going on right now all over social media. People are calling for change, right? At a federal level now, one of the survivors got on social media, did a video out in the news, and called out Trump and called out politicians saying that we need gun reform. I don't. It's a very tricky thing. It's not. There's no one good answer. You get what I'm saying? And this is what I want people to be cautious about. This is my concern, is that it's not as easy as just saying, oh, we'll just change the law, make it impossible for everybody to get a gun. Ban guns for one thing, you can't just ban guns. The Second Amendment, talks about protecting our right to bear arms. You know what I'm saying? The Second Amendment is just as ironclad and just as solid as the First Amendment that protects our right to freedom of speech and religion and assembly. You can't just say, well, one amendment is more malleable than any other.
Well, I'll play devil advocate. I mean, that's what an amendment is, right? An amendment is something that you could change, or
it's an interpretation, right? They reinterpret the law. Somebody goes back and looks and says, we need to change this for the betterment of people. Remember, the idea of this government itself was a system to protect the people, right? To make sure there's justice in the people.
The government. And I think that's very important, because the Second Amendment says, you have right to bear arms as a militia to defend a free country from your government. Okay, so that the government can't come through your house, says get out, and you have a right to defend yourself. Okay, I'll keep it very real with you, Frank, and everybody who's listening. I am on the side of that. I believe we need a change in the amendment. Okay, if the United States government and its military wanted to go into your house and take it over, it doesn't matter how many guns you got, bro. They can. They can. My problem, okay, so that's this side. My issue is how regular you and me with mental issues, or just period, how they can get these rifles to do the things that they do. That's my issue. I don't have a solution, but damn, the government needs to do something so that 17 kids don't go to school on Valentine's Day and never come home. That is one too many.
I agree.
I don't have a solution, but
well said.
A change in something.
Well said. Very well said. And I couldn't agree with you more. I'm just saying the answer is not banning guns. Whether it's a knife, a grenade, some kind of improvised weapon, if people want to commit mass harm, right, they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way, right? Terrorists do it all the time, right? Truck bombs, Timothy McVeigh. He didn't use a gun. And he would, look how many people he killed in Oklahoma City. So it doesn't necessarily, the guns aren't the issue, right? We don't, in this country, we don't have a system to help our mentally ill. We don't, not anymore. You know what I'm saying?
But now, that right there, let me take the mental health thing. Let me extract that, because every one of us, including the three of us, has been at a point where you're so mad at someone where, what do you say? You go, fuck, I could kill that person right now, right? But you don't, because we're, quote, I guess, normal. But the whole mental health thing, I mean, where do you draw the line? Because not like JB said, or I'm sorry, Frank the Tank said, nothing is stopping any of us from committing harm. If I wanted to go grab a knife in my kitchen and go fucking break into every house and kill everybody on my street, I could. Not to get so morbid, but I could. But I don't, because that's fucked up. So you're telling me that there is literally so much wrong with these people that they just don't have that voice that says don't do that?
Look at this.
That's what I don't.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this. The reality is that we're really at the discretion of any psycho around us. I mean, honestly, you could take your car and drive it into a fucking mall, and take out a bunch of people, however you want to do it. And that's what I mean. We need to stop looking to blame other shit and really address the big issue here. Is that the community is failing these people. And I'm not saying this, I'm not absolving this kid from guilt. You know what I'm saying? If you know that what you're doing is wrong, it doesn't matter if you have a mental health issue, right? That's the big difference that they try to prove in court, right? Is the person understand that what they're doing is wrong, and those kind of people need to be sent to fucking hospital, right? But even if you have mental health issues and you understand that what you're doing is wrong, you're going to be punished. And I think that's what's going on with this Cruz kid. I don't think he was so sick that he didn't understand that he was going to harm people. He did it out of malicious intent. And I'm not saying that, oh my God, he should fucking put that kid in the hospital in a rubber room and try to, baby him. What I'm saying though is that he was expelled twice. He lost his mother. I'm not sure what the situation with his father's, but I know his mother died at a young age, and he's had issues for a long time. He has a record. Everybody in the school, everybody on social media is saying, oh, we saw this coming. There was threats, like you said. So what I'm saying is this community, right? Whether it's the local courts, whether it's the counselors in his school, whether it's his guardians, it's a group failure, bro. It's a failure at every level in this kid's life. By the way, your fucking boy Trump, not to switch the subject, but we do got to keep it moving. Donald Trump used this situation as an opportunity to take a jab at the FBI, tweeting, very sad that the FBI missed all of the many signals sent out by the Florida school shooter. This is not acceptable. They are spending too much time trying to prove Russian collusion with the Trump campaign. There is no collusion. Get back to the basics and make us all proud.
Man.
I mean, if what JB said is true and the FBI had some hints about this kid weeks prior, then shame on the fucking FBI for doing nothing about it.
What about the manufacturers? Where are they in this discussion? Don't they have a little responsibility? I mean, I got Smith and Wesson down the street from me. I got a gun maker down the street from me. Why can't isn't there technology where, I don't know, bullet tracing, fingerprint, I don't know, some sci-fi shit? Maybe it's time to look at them. Don't they have some responsibility here? I think
people have been saying the same shit about alcohol manufacturers, pharmaceutical manufacturers, cigarette manufacturers for a long time.
Well, what the fuck? Don't they have some responsibility here?
Sure.
That's where because I guess their argument is free will. The alcohol company would say, hey, he chose to drink that much. Pharmaceutical say, hey, he chose to fucking OD. But my last question though, I want to know, why is it happening more? Like I said, every month, every week, there's a fucking killing, shooting, whatever.
Oh, everybody's got
now. What's going on in people's minds to where they just say, "Fuck it, apparently this is the thing to do now. This is the hot thing to do. Just kill people." Like, why?
They don't. I mentioned it earlier. Where's the support system? We've lost a family. You said,
I think
the community let down this kid. That probably happens many times. It takes a village to raise a child. How truth is that? How real is that? Where's the support system?
I remember just being in high school, bro. I mean, 14 years ago, when I was 14 years old, school shootings weren't. I can't remember hearing about a school shooting when I was in high school. But now, dude, mentally ill or not, fuck that kid. You can't sit here and tell me that someone is so mentally fucked that they don't know that killing people is wrong. I don't believe that for a second.
This kid knew. This kid knew what he was doing.
He's a fucking piece of shit. And I hope he gets raped.
Yeah.
So, on that note, let's break off the morbid. We just try to bring it to you guys, keep it real, keep you all informed. We gotta take a short break. Podheads Webshow, making scene money. I got Frank the Tank, JB Perez. Subscribe, guys. Hit that little red button on YouTube called subscribe. Show us some love. We'll be right back to see money.
Yeah. Back in the session with the Podheads. First and foremost, make sure you subscribe, hit that button there, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, follow us on all the social media platforms at the Podheads Webshow. Moving on from the show, I said earlier that I spent a lot of this time watching the Olympics. I'm a sports guy, and the 2018 Pyeongchang, South Korea Winter Olympics are on.
And we're getting our asses kicked.
Yeah,
America, we're struggling. If whoever's not following, America's struggling in the Winter Olympic aspect.
It's cold, bro.
Norway's killing it, bro. Norway's in first.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always cold over there.
Right. And Germany, but we're in fifth. We're shitting the bed. Come on, Americans.
I watched a little bit, and yes, the Americans are. I feel like there's a nervousness to them. I blame Trump. I blame Trump for everything. But the Americans feel like
it's cold, bro. They're shaking. It's not nervous. They're just shivering.
The weather plays a part.
Look, bro. It's as simple as this. These are these countries that have more training in those cold environments. They live in that shit. It's just not a hassle for them. I mean, there's plenty of Americans who did. Shaun White. He's Yeah, he's still badass. Put one in there for Shaun White. Yeah.
There was a kid named Red, by the way. He was like 16 years old. Shout out to him. His name's Red, won gold in snowboarding.
Nice.
That's legit. Nice. That's legit.
Snowboarding's pretty awesome. I will say this. I believe the Winter Olympics has most of the dangerous sports. That has the most dangerous sports.
Well, curling's not dangerous.
And the weirdest. Curling.
That's just weird. That is weird. But dangerous, too. Have you seen bobsledding?
Bro, fuck bobsledding. Let me tell you something. They have this thing called, I saw the other day, women's skeleton racing. Bro, these women are in a Lycra fucking skin-tight suit with a helmet. Looks like a motorcycle helmet on a fucking it looks like a ski, bro, on just a sled. Yeah, sled, excuse me. Yeah, like that thin little black sled that they lay on and go down a fucking course head first, bro. Face down, head first. It's like the opposite of a luge. But bro, down these women are going 70, 80, maybe I don't know how. They're going fucking fast, bro.
Oh, imagine if that went bad.
There's no surviving any accident of that, right? It's like either finish or die.
Bro, listen, that's a true story. I believe maybe 4 or 8 years ago, a guy died.
Luging, the ice luge, right?
And wrapped around the pole, bro.
Oh, I saw videos of that, yeah.
Super
Last Winter Olympics, right?
I think it was last. Yeah. That's, bro, it's bobsledding, skeleton, the snowboard, big air ski stuff. That's not easy, bro.
Or the downhill skiing.
Flying.
Downhill skiing,
left, right. People blow out their knees, break their back.
When they hit the fucking sidewall,
yeah. Bro,
I saw that.
Super dangerous. So shout out to all the Winter Olympians out there.
Yeah,
you guys got balls, because
I can't do shit in the cold, bro. I can't do shit in the cold. So for these guys to go out there and do that,
if you could choose one event to compete in Winter Olympics, what would it be?
Curling, baby. The easiest one. Curling, dog. Just get me sitting there skating backwards with the fucking brush. Easy peasy, bro.
Bro. Have you played marbles, brother? That is just marbles on ice.
What, dude?
You gotta be perfect on that.
What easier sport?
They do though? When they broom? Does that slow it down?
Yes.
Slow it down?
Yes.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, look, it's basically, you ever play like skee ball, basically, where you push the ice thing, and then you try to make it stop before the edge?
Yes.
So that's what they're trying to do, is get that in a certain little target. Now, if they keep basically they push that little thing on the ice, that whatever the hell that thing's called, the rock. Yeah. And it slides. Now if they don't fucking slow it down, they create it's gonna keep going. So that
they're
brusher,
creating friction. That's
yes,
what they're
that
doing.
brusher is like scratching the ice up. Scratching the ice up and making it rough to slow that thing down. So he's got to know what he's doing because if they go too much, they'll stop short. If they go too little, it'll go long.
You know what? Like, I give them credit. A lot of people are like, oh, it's such a gay thing. It's so stupid. But when I watched Norway do it, bro, they were like looking at it at angles and shit.
It's like billiards. Imagine billiards.
It's amazing,
same
dude.
concept.
Like, they'll be like all in a cluster, and Norway will hit it perfectly. That China's just gone, and Norway stays. It's like
it's the Olympics, baby. These are
shuffleboard. Yeah,
listen,
bro.
I would do that's cool. I mean, but that's kind of like that's probably easy. I mean, it's kind of gay. I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of gay. I want to do speed skating. Have you seen those motherfuckers go around? Yeah, that fast.
It's almost hypnotic though. They're like very smooth with it.
Like the whole race are just like sideways.
Yeah.
The blades, dude.
Yeah,
the blades.
Don't take one of those blades to the neck,
to the
bro.
fucking jugular.
Yeah,
trying that trick from.
Fall.
You ever see Blades of Glory?
Yeah.
You ever see Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell?
Listen, the Winter Olympics, I think ultimately we could say they're weird and dangerous, unlike the Summer Olympics.
That's a good name, the Winter Olympics. Weird and dangerous.
So there you go, Pyeongchang.
Hey, that's a free one. That's a freebie, okay? Holler at us next time. Yeah. Marketing rights, all that shit.
I'm gonna sue your ass.
So, guys, what else do we got before we get out of here? Celebrity shit, right? We had all kinds of crazy stuff happening in the celebrity world. All-Star game. We're speaking of sports, Olympics. NBA just had its All-Star game, I think, in LA. A bunch of young dudes taking over. Devin Booker, 3-point contest. Some other dude killed it with the dunk contest, Rising Stars Challenge. But what made bigger news was LeBron James getting dissed by this, Fox reporter? JB, what the hell?
Yeah, man, I can't. These people who with no, without remorse, the things that they say to other human beings. I'm sure it's not news, but so a Fox News anchor, her name is Laura Ingram. I mean, I'm sorry if I messed it up, but I don't like you already. Because she has her own show, and long story short, she took offense to LeBron James and Kevin Durant talking politics, and basically she said they need to shut up and dribble, quote unquote. I mean, straight up to LeBron James, the most famous basketball, the best, who has a platform for these types of movements and things happen in America, I have to say it, for a white woman, okay, to tell a black man to shut up and dribble. I mean, this is like the audacity of these people. Like, are you embarrassed for yourself?
Oof.
They banged. He gave her a salty surprise. She's sour still.
She's mad.
To the fucking career level. That's what happened.
Well, shout out to LeBron James, because of course he was not gonna shut
up.
He
clapped back.
Yep. He clapped back.
What did he say, bro? What did he say?
No. Well, we know LeBron James doesn't clap back too hard. Okay. But he just tweeted saying, "I will not shut up and dribble. I am more than just an athlete." And that was the high road. Eat that shit, bitch. Yeah. So, congrats to him. This Laura chick, I don't like her at all. Yeah. She did invite LeBron to go on her show and argue. So I don't know if there's gonna be anything to that. But I don't think he should stoop down.
You want me to do you the favor of boosting your ratings? You want me to put you in headlines?
Yeah. Her show is probably hurting. That's why she's being stupid.
Oh yeah, no. LeBron gets nothing out of that. That's all for her. Yeah.
So people like Laura, she gets on her platform and bashes these men, these people who are doing for their own. I mean, real talk, for their own, because the government's not going to do it. I got another celebrity news for you. Your boy Drake, Drizzy Drake. We all love the Drizzy Drake.
What was the dance?
Yeah. There you go. That's picture perfect. Drake right there.
Picture of his fucking hip.
Listen,
Yeah,
shout
I
out
know,
to
right?
Drake. I like Drake. I like his music and I like his personality. He just recently pretty much gave away $1 million. He was doing a video. The video is called God's Plan. If you haven't heard it, we'll try to sample it maybe here for you.
Don't sue
Um,
us.
he he had $1 million budget for that video, and he out of his own, he ad hoc of the video now of going to Miami and giving out this money for different causes. Okay, he just did just these good things, these good deeds in Miami, and they recorded it as the video. The name of the video is God's Plan, so you could see where he was going with that. But the point is that he just kind of did something good with his fame and his fortune, unlike people like that Laura who rather bash him and his people for doing what they do. You don't see that the other way around. You don't see LeBron James bashing these people.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Well, publicly, we don't know what happens behind
right.
closed
Well,
doors.
they're bashing Trump, because Trump in
Fuck
a
'em.
lot of circles isn't doing enough. Isn't doing anything, let alone doing enough. And his supporters like Laura, feel like they gotta step up for him and tell LeBron James to shut up and dribble. That's not right. That's not what's happening here. Okay. So shout out to LeBron. Shout out to Drake. Thank you
Going in
very
the air
much.
for those guys, studs there. You know what? We'll take it in the opposite direction with this guy, Kodak Black. Have you guys heard of Kodak Black?
Yes. We
Yeah,
all know that.
he's a
Yeah.
trap music, right? He's one of those mumble rapper guys. I mean, crazy looking dude. I'm sure you have the picture up. Dude's got tats. I mean, you see. Kodak Black was just sentenced in a Broward, I was gonna say Brevard, in a Broward County court, right in Florida, right here in Florida, sentenced to life in prison, bro.
Ooh, a big one, huh?
Dude, he's 20 years old, bro.
Ooh.
Charges range from grand theft of a firearm, child neglect without great bodily harm, possession of marijuana, 2 counts of possession of a weapon by a felon, and 2 additional counts of probation violation charges. And how do you think he got caught?
How?
Motherfucking homeboys are Instagramming it up and Twittering it up, taking videos of him in the background smoking weed, with kids in the background. And shit.
With children in the background?
January 18th. So this isn't fucking brand new news, but I thought it was crazy when I heard about it.
He's getting life because of a 3-strike rule type of thing, right?
Pretty much. The judge was like, dude, you've slipped. You've been on probation. You keep fucking up. The judge told him, there's a video out there. Maybe we'll post the link. But the judge told him, like, I told you last time you were in here that was going to be your last chance. And you fucked up. So
what can you say? I mean, I don't like your music, Kodak Black, but I don't like your, you got to be smarter than that. You got to be smarter than that.
Yeah,
and they're not, man. 20 years old with money and all that. Stupid.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
It's hard for me to feel bad for him, to be honest with you.
I mean, you slipping, dude. But look, we got to get going, man. It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure, guys.
Subscribe, please.
Subscribe. Set up for alerts. YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Twitter, Instagram. It's the Podheads. Pay attention to that shit. The one and only true Podheads web show, except no imitations. Right back. It is C Money.
Hey, everybody, making C Money on all social media platforms. Thanks for joining us in episode 2 of the video franchise. At Making C Money, hit that subscribe, baby. Show us some love.
And JB?
Yeah, it's the Podheads, baby. Podheads JB on all social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe. It's the Podheads Web Show, baby. Thank you.
Sir. Yes, sir. And Podhead Frank on all social media platforms. Follow us, like us, check us out. Leave comments on these videos. Let us know how low budget and cheap we are. Hey, show some love. Maybe we'll fucking make some money and make it a little bit better for everybody. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's always a pleasure to do this with you guys, to connect with our people, with all the Podheads and all of our buds out there. Stay tuned for our next episode. It's going to be a good one. It's the Podheads.
Yeah.
Peace.